is up, guys? Welcome. So, what we're going to be doing today is going through a bit of a tutorial to show you guys how to get started in war selection, how to keep a steady resource income, as well as building base defense so you don't get pooped on in the early stages. All right, so what we want to first do is build 4 houses. Reason for this, and it doesn't matter where they go, reason for this is in order to build a temple, you need 4 huts. So that's what we're going to do really quickly. Now we are going to queue up a bunch of workers because it's important to have quite a few of them. So we're just going to get this first worker that comes out to start construction on the huts. Now, a good rule of thumb is to have at least 50 workers. You want about 30 workers on wood. You want about 10 workers on food and 10 workers on metal. Now, I do apologize if I mess up. This is a live commentary, so please do bear with me. All right, cool. So up here you can see a population limit. Now that will go up with the more houses I place and the more workers I can get, and I can get them to start building. Now, if I want them to directly go to something, all I got to do is click on the main hut and then click on a tree, and any worker that comes out of this main hut is going to directly start working on trees for me, so I don't have to worry about that, as you can see there. Now, as you can see, the hut is now available and it costs 500 wood or stone to craft. What this is going to be, if you don't already know, is a center. That's going to be like the center of your civilization. If this goes down, unfortunately, you do lose the game. So we're going to place one of these pretty close to the back line, so it's not in eye when people first walk into my town. Now over here it says I've got one idle worker. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to send him to go work on this, which is actually the builder. Okay, we got 3 people. That's fine though. Now I am going to get a couple more of these workers to work on picking fruit for me, or berries, because that's your starting resource for food. Once we do progress through the ages, we will unlock better things like a farm, or even a dock where we can put down fishing trawlers and that kind of stuff. Perfect. Now, if you look down in the corner here, it actually gives us a couple of ages that we can progress through. I'm going to go with Asia because Asia has a couple really tanky elephants that can demolish buildings really fast, and they're pretty easy to get. So we're gonna choose Asia. Now, once I do unlock Asia, it will give me the ability to mine this. So this is a copper ore. Let's just say metal. This is going to give me resources to build things like metal armor and all that kind of stuff. It is very important to have for late game progression. Cool. Now we've actually reached that player pop, so what we're going to do is we're going to put down a couple more houses so we can increase this. And we're going to get a worker or 2 to go and start building them. We'll just get 1 worker. Alright, so our temple is nearly upgraded and it's about to become I believe it's called a elder altar, which becomes the main part of your city. As you can see, that just dropped out, which left this to be the main heart of the city now. Now it gives you a couple options. It gives you a bigger population size by 25, and it also gives you explore the area, which in its title kind of explains the whole thing. So we're going to click on that to begin with. Now up in the corner here, you've got a couple options. Now to progress further through the ages, you will have to upgrade all this, otherwise it'll destroy it when you try to upgrade into the next age. So we're going to quickly upgrade all our workers after he builds these huts, otherwise he won't have the ability to continue building them. But all these workers, we can go right ahead and upgrade. Now with the house too, we have to upgrade those as well as this thing, which will turn into an observation tower in the Stone Age. In the Bronze Age, I mean. All around here is my territory. So if I click on this, it actually shows me the border of everyone else's territory. So we're kind of far, we're in the corner, we're in a good spot. This is a good area to be in. But like I said earlier, we can actually start doing poultry farms. We can start putting down docks. We can start building better, bigger barracks, as well as more observation towers, which actually turn into turrets as such. But like I was saying, see how these guys are walking way too far from the town center to deposit their resources? What we want to do is build a small little hut here so that they don't have to walk as far, so it's a lot more efficient. So we'll get these guys to quickly build that. Now, if you look down here, we're actually about to run out of food resource. We do have a little bit of a reserve, which is good, but once these run out, we need to figure out a new way to gather food. Now, if you're lucky like I am in this, you're going to spawn close to some water. So what I like to do is I like to build a little dock. Now this is a small little lake, so I'm not going to sink too much resources into building a fleet or anything, because there's no need to do that. But I will build maybe 1 or 2 fishing boats just so it can scour the water and get any food that's in there. Now, at this stage, it's very important to start building barracks as well as more observation towers, which actually upgrade to guardian towers. So we're going to build that. Now, all my food has depleted, which means obviously I need to build a farm at this point. So we're going to build a poultry farm, and we're going to put that, we're going to put it over here. So let's just get these workers to go and quickly do that. Now the beauty at this stage is we need metal. So what we're going to actually do is queue up about 10 more workers, because like I said earlier, I like to have 30 workers on wood, 10 workers on food, and 10 workers on metal. So we're just going to quickly get all these queued to go and collect that for us. So let's just spawn a couple chicken, and we're going to click all them, and we're going to get them to start attacking. Now they're going to do that automatically from this point onwards, as long as there's goose to be killed. If not, they're going to go into idle stage and not do anything. That's not what we want. Alright, let's get a couple boats going, and let's click on the fishing spot so it automatically goes there. Cool. Now within each building, generally there's some sort of upgrade. As you saw in the tower, and the higher progression you get, the more upgrades will appear. Now we want to actually start building some defenses at this point, or even a little bit earlier. So we're going to build a couple more houses because we want to reach our population limit. Now with this, having 16 houses will keep you at max population all the way up until you reach early revolution ages, which is the last age you can upgrade into. So we're going to quickly get a couple workers to go build these, as well as a couple barracks for us. So we're going to put a barracks here. We're going to have 2 barracks, and we're also going to have 2 stables. Now the reason why I do this is because I like, with the age that I've gone, there's a cooldown once you build any sort of troops. I believe it's 3 troops and then there's a 40-second cooldown. So I like to have multiple barracks so we can pump out troops, we can pump out defenses, so we're not stuck when people come to invade. Now we're also going to build a couple observation towers around our city center because defense is important, and if we don't have any, we're going to die. As simple as that. So now once my workers over here finish building these houses, they're going to move on to these, then they should move on to these. So we're just going to let them do their thing for a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to start upgrading into the Iron Age. As I said earlier, if you haven't upgraded all your huts, it'll say destroyed. So we're going to go back, we're going to quickly upgrade all those, wait for it to stop upgrading, and then we're going to try to move into the Iron Age. So you're going to start a queue timer of people. So we're going to put about, I'll say 15 spearmen, and we're going to get our spearmen to rally over here. So we're going to click on the hut, we're going to click here, now they're all going to rally right there. And same with this one. And in this one too, we want to queue up about 15 workers. Not 15 workers, 15 spearmen. Now, if you got workers that are being a little bit dumb and walk into the further away part, you can actually just click on a storage or whatever's close to them to deposit it all, and they're going to continuously deposit there from now on. Awesome. So our towers, our observation towers are built, so we're going to upgrade these to Guardian Towers. The Guardian Towers will basically defend us from any predator, anyone trying to come into the area that's not a friendly foe. Boom. Okay, so now we get to choose. Do we want to go through West Asia or do we want to go through East Asia? I personally like West Asia, but I also like East Asia for the troops. So we're going to go with East Asia for this one. Perfect. Now, if you click on a storage warehouse, it'll actually give you some options to increase the rate of gathering materials. So if we want better wood cutting, we click on this one. If we want better mining, we click on this one. So we're going to go wood cutting because that's one of our biggest resources that we use at the moment. And then we're going to queue up the other one too. Now we've got a pretty sustainable little force going on at the moment. So we can actually go and find people's bases and start attacking them right now if we wanted to. They might retaliate and attack us once we don't have any defenses, but you know, that's a part of the risk. Now we're also going to upgrade this. So what this is going to do is it's going to display all the main buildings. So that's everyone's city center. That's going to tell me exactly where people's bases are and their location. Okay, so we're gonna quickly do that, and also upgrade all these buildings within our town center, so it's not still in the Iron Age or the Stone Age or whatever it is. So while this is still learning, we're actually going to go and we're going to go and attack someone. I'm going to show you what it's like to be a whole tier above other people. Now, this is very important too because there's keys to allow you to quick select things. So if you highlight all the troops you want and then you go Control 1, same with these. If I go Control 2, now if I press 1 or 2, it's going to take me to those individual troops that I want. So we're going to highlight all these. And as I said, directly to our east, there's a player. So we're going to go and attack these guys. We're going to go see what their defenses are looking like. Now we could do some siege units, but as I said, this is just a tutorial, so I'm not going to get too heavily into this game. Perfect. So these guys are still in the late ages, early stages. So I'm going to be able to take out these quite easy. Awesome. Alright, now let's move up to his city center. So if we wanted to be toxic, we could take out everything around here. But we're just going to quickly take out his city center and get him out of the game. Take out any defenses that he might have. And let's start attacking his main defense. Now I might not be able to for the simple fact that his city center is upgraded and my troops aren't really siege units, but we'll test it out. We'll see if we can. Oh, he deleted. Cool, so that guy just rage quit. Which isn't a problem. It is what it is. Some people don't like it. He should have built more defenses around his city center. He should have had more troops and everything like that. Cool. So that's a basic guide on how to get set up, how to be one step ahead of your enemies, and how not to get rushed by a bunch of spearmen. Thanks for watching, and yeah, let us know what you think of the video. Peace out.